Chapter 6, the daily program. Some readers will be tempted to skim this chapter and go on to the exercises themselves. Do not do so. The next few pages make some essential points. The silk weaving exercises are the product of the Oriental mind, and such should not be performed in an Occidental manner. The rules of the game are different. In fact, you may need to devote some thought to fitting Chinese exercises into your daily schedule. This chapter will deal with the problems you may have to face in adjusting your life. When to perform the exercises. There are 2 periods during the day that are best suited to performing Kung Fu: in the morning after rising, and in the early evening before dinner. Chinese masters consider these to be optimal hours for a number of reasons. First, the stomach is empty. Men, like animals, are quicker on their feet and more nimble with their minds when they are a little hungry. A full stomach tends to make one sluggish and sleepy. Furthermore, digestion starts a long series of events that specifically stimulate a number of internal organs in a way that is contrary to the effect that the exercises are trying to achieve, and so forth. The silk weaving exercise stimulates the intestines by moving and stretching them in a number of directions, all opposed to the function of peristalsis. Doing the exercises after eating would tend to strain the area being exercised. So even if you are not able to perform them at the times specified, always wait 5 or 6 hours after your last meal. Once you do pick a time, stick to it. The body has a number of natural rhythms such as sleep, feeding, excretion, and exercise. If it is done regularly, the body responds easily. Both body and mind fight change, however, so make things easy for yourself. Where to perform the exercises. One way to help develop your internal rhythm is to do the exercises in the same place. Set aside a special corner of your room and always do them there. Try not to perform any other activity there, and you will build up a positive association with the corner. It is essential that the place where you exercise be well ventilated and neither dusty nor dirty. Much of the benefit of the exercises is derived from deep breathing, so the air you take in must be as pure as possible. The corner must also be quiet and peaceful. Concentration plays a vital role in these exercises, and there should be no distracting influences. If your thoughts ramble, during practice you may not perform the exercise properly. The circulation of your chi will be impeded and you will make little or no progress. How often to perform the exercises? Ideally they should be performed daily. However, if you have not exercised in some time, it is advisable to start more slowly and gradually work yourself up to once a day. Try twice a week for the first month. The intervening 3 or 4 days between exercising is just as important as the exercises themselves. It is that period that the stimulated organs respond by building more cells to exercise them immediately, again is straining them and not allowing them to rebuild. After the first month, increase the program to every other day. The internal organs should be ready to bear the strain by then. However, if you are not feeling stronger, drop back to twice a week until feelings of new strength appear. Once you are at the every other day level, there should be a marked difference in your energy output. You should sleep more soundly, wake up more easily, and have a greater capacity for work and play. After a month, you should be ready to increase the program to once a day. This is not as much as it seems, because the entire beginner program should be completed in under 15 minutes. You will increase this time only if you decide to learn the more advanced techniques. If you wish to go on to the more difficult exercises, it is essential to condition your body more thoroughly. This is accomplished by doing the beginning exercises every day, twice a day for at least 6 weeks. Then the advanced exercises are added to the daily regimen, one at a time, at the rate of 1 a week. The advanced exercises are not essential to the program, although they are of considerable benefit. They have been included for those who want more challenging exercises to perform and who are seriously thinking of deeper involvement in Kung Fu. They are more akin to the advanced forms of the martial arts schools and are a necessary adjunct to martial arts training. Mental attitudes. Besides the physical reasons for the seemingly slow start suggested for the exercises twice a week, there is a mental one. Starting in once a day every day tends to be discouraging. It is too demanding, and after the first burst of enthusiasm has worn off, there is a tendency to drop the program as being too rigorous. The gradual building of the program allows your brain to get used to the discipline required to perform these exercises daily. Even more important is the mental state while performing the exercises. You must have nothing else on your mind. You must pick a time of day when there is nothing else to do. Just before dinner is excellent because you have finished the day's work and have nothing to look forward to but your leisure. The morning is also very good, providing you can get up early enough to give yourself the 15 minutes of absolute privacy that the exercises require. If you force yourself to rush through the exercises or have something else on your mind, the entire purpose of the exercises has been defeated. Besides stimulating the internal organs, the exercises are supposed to slow your mind down and put you more in touch with yourself. This cannot be accomplished if there are all sorts of pressures on you. Better to skip a night than to perform the exercises in a proper state of mind. And here are some suggestions on smoking, drinking, diet, ginseng, and more. Since the ancient art exercises are totally unlike Western physical culture, some preliminary instruction is essential to prepare a Western student of the exercises. Relaxation. Relaxation is the first key. The Chinese believe that physiological and psychological tension saps man's vital life force. Consequently, each set of exercises begins and ends with a period of relaxation. Under no circumstances should therapeutic exercise lead to tension, much less exhaustion. There are a few simple techniques to relax the exerciser and set him at his ease, and they are laid out in the next preliminary exercise program at the beginning of the next chapter. Deep breathing. This is the second key. It is totally different from ordinary breathing and is a skill that has to be carefully acquired. For example, most Westerners associate deep breathing with chest expansion, while the Kung Fu man recognizes that deep breathing is the result of an abdominal and diaphragm control. Chapter 7, the exercises. Relaxation. Relaxation is the first key. The Chinese believe that physiological and psychological tension saps man's vital life force. Consequently, each set of exercises begins and ends with a period of relaxation. Under no circumstances should therapeutic exercise lead to tension, much less exhaustion. There are a few simple techniques to relax the exerciser and set him at his ease, and they are laid out in the preliminary exercise program at the beginning of the next chapter. Deep breathing. This is the second key. It is totally different from ordinary breathing and is a skill that has to be carefully acquired. For example, most Westerners associate deep breathing with chest expansion, while the Kung Fu man recognizes that deep breathing is the result of abdominal and diaphragm control. In addition, deep breathing requires a conscious effort, while ordinary breathing is an involuntary response, much like the beating of the heart. The most important point is that deep breathing entirely empties the lungs, while the ordinary kind is so shallow as hardly to cause the rib cage to move. Consequently, in order to do the ancient art exercises, it is necessary to learn new breathing habits, which is not as hard as it sounds, as in fact everyone is an unconscious expert at deep breathing. Every night at some point during your sleep, your body resorts to deep breathing. The body uses this as a method of cleaning the lungs and purifying the blood. The total relaxation that occurs in sleep must be learned in order to duplicate this deep breathing while awake.